A lot of times in life, you just have to focus on putting one foot in front of the other. I mean, literally, don't even stress about the bullshit. Don't stress about any of the things happening. Almost fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the little bitty moments that you have right now, right? And then once you start embedding the perspective of this has already worked out for me, you kind of start to have a little bit of fun. You know, I spent so much time on my path thinking about what the to do, right? Thinking about how I could do certain things, get to certain places, etc., right? Now, I also realized the type of content that I make is very, well, now it's maybe a little bit mean, but it was typically on the healing side. You know, it was no cursing, all this other type of stuff, right? And I was starting to think like maybe there isn't an audience out here for me, you know, maybe, you know, all this healing stuff I'm talking about is just like some mumbo jumbo, and the world doesn't care about it like how I think, and all the other crazy shit. Like when I tell y'all, I got so down on myself that I didn't even know whether or not it was going to work. You know, it's a cold feeling when you know something's meant for you. I've been making content since I was like 12, 13 years old. Gaming channels, everything. Mental health, men's mental health, everything. And nothing works, right? But something on your spirit is telling you that this is for me. Something on your spirit is telling you I can't put it down, because if I put it down, I feel like I'm quitting on life. When you have an urge like that, it's usually best to follow it. The reason why is because it's probably meant for you. It's something within that path, something within that trajectory that is helping you or supposed to aid you in the lessons you are supposed to learn in this lifetime. Sometimes us going after our goals, we were supposed to go after them. Like imagine this. You have a certain goal, you have a certain vision of how you want your life to play out. And everybody else tells around you, be like, man, nobody else has ever did that. You know, what makes you think you're going to be the first person to do that? Well, or, you know, why would that work? I do it, whatever the case may be, you know? But in the process of you going after that thing, you learn a life lesson that was deeper than the actual goal itself. But God needed you to go after said goal, said path, said thing, in order for that lesson to manifest in the ways that it did. And so when you're like overly attached to the process, you don't allow to flow, you start stagnating because you try making things perfect. Like everything needs to be fixed. If something's not working, that's because I'm clearly doing something wrong. That may not always be the case. Sometimes you're just learning. You're learning step by step. And sometimes you haven't learned everything, but you're getting to the point of learning what you need to in order to hit that said thing, right? Whether it's a relationship, you're out here healing that mommy and daddy issues, you know, working on your self-esteem, learning how to trust yourself, learning yourself and your discernment. Whether it's a business endeavor, going after some like it really doesn't matter. You really have to fall into flow with it. And the moment you truly give yourself to that, you start to live in a sense. And you know, sometimes you really do got to embed the perspective of this has already worked out for me. Once you realize there's a future version of you, there's another version of you that already has the things that you have. You release the stress as if you need to overly work and be overly perfect just to get it, because you understand that it's already in your cards. All you need to do is keep walking forward. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. And something that I realized too, man, changes. That is like the realest thing that I could like ever say. You could be doing some and not seeing any results from it, right? But you could be doing it right. You could be doing everything that you need to, but it's just not time yet. And then all of a sudden, the exact same thing that you thought was not working, the exact same thing that you thought was just some clicks. And then at that exact moment, you realize you were already at the energetic level and the energetic frequency of what you were asking for. Some things just needed more time. But if you allow the time factor to psych you off your path and get you off your path, that time's never gonna come. Man, Andrew Tate said some real shit and it really stuck with me. You know, he was like, everybody has a lucky day, but too many people quit and take too many off days. What happens if the day that you be like, nah, I don't feel like doing it. Nah, I'm good. You know, it's not working. It hasn't worked this far, so I'm just gonna take today off. It doesn't matter. What if that was your lucky day? But your self-doubt, your over-analytical, and your perfectionist headspace caused you to not act at the exact time that the blessing was supposed to hit. So now it got delayed. Now you got to wait for the next lucky day. Now you got to wait till the next time the stars align and things fall into synchronicity for you to do what you got to do. Sometimes it really just comes down to you taking action, not doubting yourself, trusting yourself. Like if you know If you know some shit is for you, go after it. I don't give a who's on your head. I don't give a if it's friends, family, parents. I don't give a damn. Your girl, your dude, whoever. Sometimes you just gotta trust yourself and go after the things that you told yourself you was gonna go after, because you told yourself you was gonna go after that for a reason. You didn't have these goals for no reason. There was a really deep and strong why as to why you're going for these things. So why the would we allow the adversities and the things that other people are saying and doing to throw us off our path and forget our why? No, our why should be a lot more important than the in the moment adversities that we tend to focus on. In the moment we start focusing on the bigger picture and we just start putting the foot on the gas, like, you know what, I trust myself, I trust what I feel, I trust my vision, and I trust my why as to, why I want to go after this. Do it. Do it. Because you want to know the crazy thing about this earth? We always say free will, but we actually do have free will. Now, you don't have a lot of free will, right? Because there's consequences behind certain things, right? But I'm talking about the overall perspective. If you're not nobody over, you're not being evil and all sort type of stuff, you actually do have a decent amount of free will. You can leave the country, you can make new friends whenever you want to, you can switch a job whenever you want to. And it may not feel like you can. You may have to work yourself out of it, right? That may look like you having to go to school or work a job while you build the business and everything like that. Like, I had to do part-time. This isn't my first, even though I just started building my online business, my spiritual business, this isn't my first one. I was in photography, I was in film and all this other type of stuff. And I was technically a struggling artist. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had access to rooms and all this other type of stuff because of the legacy, but the money wasn't coming in. So I still had to do Uber and like that. I still had to, you feel me, make ends meet where ends weren't meeting. And I told myself, I don't want to go sign up, go clock in, go use this film degree and all this other type of shit to go get a normal job, because that's going to take time away from hitting the goal. No matter how ugly it looks, no matter how up the situation looks, I know that this goal is attainable, and it's on my spirit telling me every single day that this is for me. So why not go after it? Why not believe in myself and make this happen? And the moment I started embedding that headspace and I put more energy into the things that I wanted versus the things that I didn't want, the things that I wanted started to manifest more than the things that I didn't want. And I feel like this trauma is a little bit too soon, so I'm not even going to go really in detail. But y'all, I really suffered. I really struggled to make this work. I had to sacrifice on real deep levels, go into real periods of isolation, loneliness, feeling like nobody understood me, my family, feeling like my family's turning against me, feeling like I'm losing everything, and say, you know what do I have to lose? An L wouldn't really do much to me right now. As long as I'm alive and I have my freedom, I better put on a smile on my face and get to doing what I gotta do, because what separates me from everybody else who has did it? Why would I sit here and tell myself that I can't do some or delay my process when you can actively look around typically and you can see somebody else doing it in real time? What's the difference from them? They shit, they eat, they bleed, they think, they cry, and just like me, just like you. But they just know how to put one foot in front of the other. And that's something you gotta realize too. You can be up and still take an action. You don't always have to feel the best. I feel like that's one of my strong suits, and that's something I'm really so happy God blessed me with, and this is this work ethic. It's damn near making me emotional and want to cry. It doesn't matter. Damn. It doesn't matter how hard life gets. No matter what gets thrown at me, I have a second nature where I just keep going. And I think the people around me have seen that. It's like, whoa, he can get hit really hard. He can go through something that's damn, this would throw off most people, and I bounce back. And it's not because I'm just this ultra resilient person. Well, maybe I am, but I just have a natural work ethic. When I'm like, this is for me, this is my purpose to be sitting here talking on this camera, giving y'all games, spilling my heart out, I can't turn it off sometimes. Sometimes it's I be with my girl and she'd be like, well, I feel like I might as well, turn on the camera, we're going to eat, going to get something like that. And I'm like, well, I got my camera right here. Why not just get the reaction? I'd be like, and then I feel like it takes over my life, but it's I feel like it's in my purpose. And when you feel like you're moving in purpose, you have to let the stress factor behind it go, because there's a reason why you want to do the things that you want to do. There's a reason. is leading you somewhere. And the moment that you start realizing that and you start trusting that, you can manifest something from that. You could be fulfilled. But too many of us are silencing ourselves and telling ourselves that we don't deserve the exact we know we do. And then we don't get it because of our own self-talk and our own self-limiting beliefs prohibiting us from going after the We make things harder than it needs to. We have to cut that out completely. Cut that out completely. Like, my nigga, go to sleep sometimes. Rest sometimes, you know? Sometimes you don't need to ask everybody what they think about or how they feel about your move. Sometimes you just got to make the move. You get what I'm saying? Like, when you're truly moving in purpose, you got to understand the already worked. Because it's in your cards. Its purpose is already worked for you. But you have to have an emotional resilience in order to withstand the adversities that the God, actually, it's not even the devil, that God is going to put into your path to teach you the lessons you needed to on that path. You see, a lot of times we look at purpose and we look at the end result of what that purpose does and the impact, not the that helped us and was aiding us along the process of us moving in purpose. All those lessons, all the people we talk to here and there, the strangers, all of that matters. Every single bit of it. And once you realize you have help, since it's your purpose, you have help. God is helping you. It was 114, 444. You know, on my recording, even though this is gonna get edited, it's probably not gonna be at the same time sign. But you get what I'm saying. If God was truly putting that in your life as a trajectory of purpose, you're gonna hit it. Don't stress out. Just know that your time has just not came yet. It has not happened yet. You have not met the person yet. The person hasn't seen you yet. The thing hasn't happened yet. You didn't make the video yet. Whatever it is, please keep walking forward.